Genius Minds, a very warm welcome to your social science class. And here we are going to start with class 7, Understanding Social Science by Galaxy Publication. So today we'll start with chapter number 7, Regional Cultures. आज हम रीजनल कल्चर्स के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. Languages and literature. So first, let's read about the languages and literature. So the 8th to 18th century, ये वाला जो time था, this was prominently for making of the traditions in India. Cultural traditions बनाने का time था ये. The most significant feature of these traditions is regionalism, which gets reflected in every sphere, whether it be the formation of political power or the development of arts or the transformation of languages and literature. In very general terms, the emergence of regional cultural units such as Andhra, Assam, Bengal, Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra, Orissa, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, etc. The Mudra Rakshas, a play written in Sanskrit by Vishakha Datta, speaks of different regions whose inhabitants differ in customs, clothing and languages. एक प्ले जो कि संस्कृत में लिखा गया विशाखा दत्ता द्वारा, उसका नाम था मुद्रा राक्षस, उसमें क्या बताया गया है? It speaks about different regions जिसके inhabitants जो थे वो differ करते थे customs में, clothings में और languages में. The Sultanate witnessed the flowering of a rich corpus of literature. This was a period when new languages were introduced with a remarkable growth in the sphere of literature. इस टाइम पे नए नए languages introduce किए गए थे और यहाँ literature का भी remarkable growth हुआ था इस टाइम पे. Sanskrit and Persian mirrored the religious, social and popular altitudes of the period under study. The Hindi works of Muslim writers like Amir Khusro and Jayasi, as well as the Bengali Vaishnavite poems composed by Bengali Muslims, also highlighted the process of cultural synthesis operative during this period. Now, the early medieval period. North India. First, we'll read about North India during this early medieval period. During this period, regional languages and literature made much progress in the north. इस period में north में language और literature ने बहुत ज़्यादा progress की. The kings, especially the Rajput kings, were great patrons of literature. जो Rajput kings थे, वो बहुत बड़े patron थे literature के. They were also authors of fame. For example, Raja Bhoj wrote many books on various subjects like poetry, drama, astronomy, science, grammar, religion, etc. Jaydev was the most remarkable poet of lyrics of this period. Jaydev भी इस period के एक बहुत बड़े poet थे. In Geet Govind, he describes the love of Krishna and Radha. जयदेव द्वारा लिखी गई जो गीत गोविंद है उसमें उन्होंने राधा कृष्ण के लव के बारे में डिस्क्राइब किया है. Historical and scientific literature also made great advancement during this period. इस पीरियड में हिस्टोरिकल और साइंटिफिक लिटरेचर का भी बहुत एडवांसमेंट हुआ. Among the historians, Bilhana wrote Vikramacharitra, the biography of the Chalukyan king Vikramaditya VI. बिल्हाना ने क्या लिखा था? विक्रमाचरित्र लिखा और वो बायोग्राफी थी एक चालुक्य किंग की जिनका नाम था विक्रमादित्य 6. भास्कराचार्य was the greatest astronomer of this period. इस पीरियड में जो एक बहुत बड़े एस्ट्रोनॉमर थे वो थे भास्कराचार्य. So we can see that literature of a high order was produced during the Rajput period. राजपूत पीरियड के टाइम पे जो लिटरेचर था वो एक बहुत हाई ऑर्डर में प्रोड्यूस किया गया था. This period is also known for the development of languages. A number of dialects spoken in Various regions of northern India contributed to its development. A large number of regional languages also developed during this period. इस पीरियड में बहुत सारे रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस का भी डेवलपमेंट हुआ. They were known as Apabhramsha languages or the mixed languages spoken by the common people. उन्हें अपभ्रंश लैंग्वेज कहा गया या जिसे कहते हैं मिक्स्ड लैंग्वेज. In this way, the foundation of modern vernacular languages of India like Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Bengali, etc. was laid in the Rajput period. Now let's read about South India. This period saw much growth of regional languages and literature in the South. South में भी इस पीरियड ने बहुत सारा रीजनल और लैंग्वेज और लिटरेचर में ग्रोथ देखा. The important South Indian languages in which literature was written were Tamil, Telugu, Kannada and Malayalam. Tamil, Telugu, Kannada और मलयालम में South Indian languages लिखे गए. Many literary and religious works from Sanskrit were translated into these languages and they became very popular among the people. अब संस्कृत का भी कुछ वर्क को इन लैंग्वेजेस में ट्रांसलेट करके लिखा गया. नन्हेहा एंड टिक्काना ट्रांसलेटेड द महाभारत इनटू तेलुगु. तेलुगु में महाभारत को ट्रांसलेट किया नन्हेहा और टिक्काना ने. Kamban translated the Ramayana into Tamil. Kannada was enriched by the writings of Pampa, Ponna and Ranna, popularly known as the three jewels of Kannada literature. Kannada literature के three jewels कौन थे? Pampa, Ponna और Ranna. Later on, three regional languages became popular in different parts of South India. Now, Tamil, Telugu and Kannada are spoken in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka respectively. Next comes the Sultanate period. With the coming of the Turks, various languages like Turkish, Arabic and Persian were introduced in India and became the languages of nobility, while Sanskrit continued to be the language of high learning among the Hindus. अब जब तुर्क्स आए इंडिया में तो टर्किश, अरबिक और पर्शियन जो है वो लैंग्वेजेस इंट्रोड्यूस हुए इंडिया में और ये एक नोबिलिटी के लैंग्वेज बन गए. और जो संस्कृत था वो चलता रहा एज अ हाई लर्निंग लैंग्वेज. हिंदूज में हाई लर्निंग लैंग्वेज जो था वो संस्कृत में था. रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस ऑल्सो फ्लरिश्ड ड्यूरिंग दिस पीरियड. दिस वॉज बिकॉज द भक्ति सेंट्स प्रीच्ड इन वेरियस रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस. अब रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस ने भी फ्लरिश किया इस पीरियड में. क्यों? क्योंकि जो भक्ति सेंट्स थे वो अपनी प्रीच करते थे किसमें? रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस में. द टू फॉर्म्स ऑफ हिंदी, द ब्रज एंड अवधी बिकेम पॉपुलर. हिंदी के दो फॉर्म्स ब्रज और अवधी बहुत पॉपुलर हुए इस टाइम पे. अदर रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस दैट डेवलप्ड वर पंजाबी, गुजराती, बंगला, मराठी, उड़िया, असमी, सिंधी, कन्नड़ा, तेलुगु, मलयालम एंड तमिल. Various Sanskrit books began to be translated into these regional languages. और अलग अलग जो संस्कृत बुक्स थी उनको भी इन रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस में ट्रांसलेट किया गया. Persian language remained important for more than 8 centuries. 8 centuries से भी ज़्यादा जो पर्शियन लैंग्वेज थी वो important बनी रही. In course of time, Persian and Hindi fused to give birth to a new language, Urdu. और धीरे धीरे पर्शियन और हिंदी फ्यूजन हो गया इन दोनों का और एक नई लैंग्वेज बनी उर्दू. उर्दू इज अ टर्किश वर्ड विच मीन्स कैंप. उर्दू एक टर्किश वर्ड है जिसका मतलब होता है कैंप. उर्दू वॉज अ न्यू लैंग्वेज एंड वॉज कॉल्ड कैंप बिकॉज इट इवॉल्व्ड एंड डेवलप्ड इन द कैंप्स ऑफ सोल्जर्स. क्योंकि ये एक सोल्जर्स के कैंप में इवॉल्व हुई थी और इसका डेवलपमेंट हुआ था इसलिए इसे कैंप कहा जाता है. As Persian was the official language of the court, much of the literature during this period was written in this language. अब कोर्ट का जो ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज था वो था पर्शियन, इसलिए ज़्यादातर जो लिटरेचर है इस पीरियड में इसी लैंग्वेज में लिखा गया. Celebrated Persian poets like Amir Khusro and Amir Hussain Dehlvi wrote superb poetry in Persian. Historians like Zia Barani and travelers like Ibn Battuta recorded accounts of rulers, important political events and life of the common people in this language. अब जो हिस्टोरियंस थे जिया बरानी और ट्रैवलर्स जो थे जैसे इब्न बतूता, इन्होंने रूलर्स के जो अकाउंट है उसको रिकॉर्ड किया और पॉलिटिकल इवेंट्स और लाइफ ऑफ कॉमन पीपल को भी इसी लैंग्वेज में रिकॉर्ड किया, पर्शियन लैंग्वेज में. Sanskrit continued to flourish under the Vijayanagar rulers, especially on ceremonial occasions. Ramanuja and Jayadev were prominent Sanskrit authors of this period. इस पीरियड के जो prominent संस्कृत authors थे वो थे Ramanuja and Jayadev. Superb literature was produced in the regional languages. Amir Khusro was a famous Hindi writer too. Amir Khusro एक बहुत famous Hindi writer भी थे. Now comes the Mughal period. The Mughal period is famous for multifaceted cultural development and has been called the second classical age. Mughal period को second classical age भी कहा जाता है. Persian was the official language of the Mughals. All the administrative records were maintained in Persian. Persian official language था Mughals का और जितने भी records maintain किए गए थे वो Persian language में थे. Akbar also set up a department for the translation of Sanskrit works such as Rajat Ranjani, Ramayana, Mahabharat, Panchatantra, Atharva Ved and many more. इन सबको किस में translate किया गया? Persian में. Hindi also developed as an important language. Towards the end of the empire, Urdu became an important language for literary expressions. और इस एम्पायर के एंड होने तक उर्दू एक इम्पॉर्टेंट लैंग्वेज बन गया जिससे कि लिटरेरी एक्सप्रेशंस अच्छे से किए जा सकते थे. मिर्ज़ा गालिब वॉज अ पायनियर उर्दू पोएट. एक पायनियर उर्दू पोएट थे मिर्ज़ा गालिब. अकबर एनकरेज द ग्रोथ ऑफ लिटरेचर. ही हैड अबुल फजल एंड फैजी, टू ग्रेट स्कॉलर्स इन हिज कोर्ट. अकबर के दरबार में दो बहुत बड़े स्कॉलर्स थे, अबुल फजल और फैजी. Abul Fazl wrote Akbarnama, a biography of Akbar. Akbar's region saw in the tremendous growth of Hindi literature. Tulsidas, Surdas, Rahim, Vallabhacharya and Keshav Dasa were the famous Hindi poets of this time. Akbar के time के ये सभी famous Hindi poets थे. Dohas composed by Rahim are still recited. Rahim के दोहे आज भी recite किए जाते हैं. Many books in Persian were also written during this period. Jahangir's memoirs are in Persian. Dara Shikoh translated the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads into Persian. Dara Shikoh ने Bhagavad Gita और Upanishads को Persian में translate किया था. A number of dictionaries in Persian were also compiled. Now let's read about painting. Painting was an important art form during the medieval period. मेडिवल पीरियड में पेंटिंग जो है एक इम्पॉर्टेंट आर्ट फॉर्म था. पैलेसेस एंड टेम्पल्स वर डेकोरेटेड विद म्यूरल्स. किंग्स एंड अदर रिच पीपल पैट्रोनाइज्ड पेंटर्स. किंग्स और जो बाकी और अमीर लोग थे वो पेंटर्स को पैट्रोनाइज करते थे. नाउ लुक चिल्ड्रन, दिस इज अ पेंटिंग ऑफ मेडिवल पीरियड. नाउ द नॉर्थ इंडिया. ड्यूरिंग दिस पीरियड द आर्ट ऑफ पेंटिंग वॉज पॉपुलर. अब इस पीरियड में नॉर्थ इंडिया में आर्ट ऑफ पेंटिंग बहुत पॉपुलर था. पेंटिंग ग्रेटली फ्लरिश्ड अंडर द राजपूत एंड अदर रूलर्स. टू स्कूल्स ऑफ पेंटिंग बिकेम क्वाइट पॉपुलर. वन वॉज द राजस्थान स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग एंड द अदर वॉज द पहाड़ी स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग. अब इस टाइम पे दो स्कूल्स जो थे पेंटिंग के वो बहुत पॉपुलर थे. एक था राजस्थान स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग और दूसरा था पहाड़ी स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग. The paintings of these schools have an aura of freshness around them. The technique of both the schools were same. दोनों painting schools के जो techniques थे वो एक ही जैसे थे. Naik Bheda, Krishna Leela portraits, court scenes, processions, etc. form the subjects of the Rajasthan School of Painting. अब राजस्थान स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग के जो सब्जेक्ट होता था वो होता था नाइक भेदा, कृष्ण लीला के पोर्ट्रेट्स होते थे और प्रोसेशंस, देन द कोर्ट सीन्स, ये सब राजस्थान स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग्स में देखने को मिलते थे. वाइल द पहाड़ी स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग also called Kangra School of Painting, had been divided into minor schools such as the Kangra, the Guler, the Chamba and the Basoli, etc. The paintings of this school are characterized by elegance and delicacy, and the surroundings of natural beauty prevails everywhere. अब ये जो पहाड़ी स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग है इसमें एलिगेंस और डेलिकेसी होती थी बहुत, और जो सराउंडिंग्स नेचुरल ब्यूटी वो देखने को मिलता था. These paintings were greatly influenced by the Bhakti cult. Scenes from the Ramayana and Mahabharata and devotional love of Krishna and Radha formed the theme of the painting of this school. Govardhan Dharan, Gocharan, Nal Damayanti are the best examples of this school of painting, and they also reveal the artistic skills of the painters at their best. इन पेंटिंग्स में ये सब चीज़ें देखने को मिलती हैं. South India. The paintings of South India are quite similar to those of North India. South India की paintings भी North India के paintings जैसी ही हैं. They are very religious in nature and are painted on the walls of temples. ये बहुत ही religious paintings थी और कहाँ पेंट की जाती थी ये? Temples के walls पे. Some examples of South Indian temples are Sangeet Mandapa at Kanchipuram, Shivanataraja Bridheshwara temple at Tanjore. In the paintings, minor figures are superb in form and shape. In paintings के जो minor figures हैं वो बहुत ही सुंदर हैं अपने form में और shape में. The colors extensively used in these paintings are yellow, red, green, black and white. ये colors use किए जाते हैं paintings में. The paintings are executed on a surface of lime plaster, presumably made up of powdered conch shells of uniform thickness as of an eggshell. Now these are the examples of the paintings of South India. Now the Sultanate period. Most of the Delhi Sultans used the art of painting to illustrate books and draw portraits. अब ज़्यादातर जो दिल्ली के सुल्तान्स थे वो इस आर्ट ऑफ पेंटिंग को किस लिए यूज़ करते थे? बुक्स को इलस्ट्रेट करने के लिए और पोर्ट्रेट्स ड्रॉ करने के लिए. This continued to flourish in the courts of Rajput rulers, where the Rajasthan school of painting was given importance. और राजपूत रूलर्स के कोर्ट्स में राजस्थान स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग को ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस दिया जाता था. द आर्ट ऑफ पेंटिंग ऑन एंड कार्विंग इन वुड was highly advanced in the Vijayanagar kingdom. Now comes the Mughal period. The Mughal school of painting represents one of the most significant phases of Indian art. Mughal painting was largely influenced by Persian school of painting. ये जो मुगल पेंटिंग्स हैं ये किससे इन्फ्लुएंस थे? पर्शियन स्कूल ऑफ पेंटिंग से. द मुगल एम्परर्स वर ग्रेट पेट्रन्स ऑफ द आर्ट ऑफ पेंटिंग. सी अ पेंटिंग ड्यूरिंग द मुगल्स वर मिंगल्ड. पर्शियन और हिंदू स्टाइल को मिला के पेंटिंग्स बनाए जाए. हुमायूं ब्रॉट विद हिम मेनी पर्शियन पेंटर्स. हुमायूं अपने साथ बहुत सारे पर्शियन पेंटर्स लाया था. अमंग देम अब्दुल समद and Mir Sayyid Ali were the most famous. Painting received great impetus during Jahangir's reign. Rajasthan, Kangra, etc. became the centers of art. ये सभी center of art बन गए थे राजस्थान और कांगड़ा. Now comes the music. The art of music greatly developed during this period. Rulers of north and south, particularly the Rajputs and the Cholas, were great patrons of music and dance. Music and dance concerts were a common feature in their courts. Dance और music concerts courts में होते रहते थे. The musicians were greatly respected and duly rewarded. और musicians को बहुत respect दिया जाता था और उनको rewards भी दिए जाते थे. They were worshippers of Shiva, who is mostly shown in a dancing pose and is also described as Nataraj. The Indian classical music, based on the raga system, saw great heights during this period. और इस पीरियड में इंडियन क्लासिकल म्यूजिक बहुत हाइट्स पे गया जो कि रागा सिस्टम है. It is broadly divided into two schools, Hindustani in North India and Carnatic in South India. Hindustani music is superb in its various forms. अब हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक के वेरियस फॉर्म्स कौन कौन से, लाइक ध्रुपद, ख्याल, ठुमरी, दादरा, etc., which have their own way to enthrall us. In Carnatic music, the compositions of the music trinity, Muthuswami Dikshitar, Tyagraj, and Purhadaradasa, are famous. Delhi Sultanate period. Hindustani music developed during this period. अब दिल्ली सल्तनत के टाइम पे हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक ने डेवलप किया. द पर्शियन, अरबिक एंड क्लासिकल इंडियन म्यूजिक इन्फ्लुएंस्ड हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिक most in its development. Chorus singing called Qawwali was made popular by the Sufi saints. अब सूफी सेंट्स ने इस टाइम पे कोरस म्यूजिक को बहुत पॉपुलराइज किया, जिसे कि कव्वाली कहा जाता था. It was of Persian form. Instruments like sitar, sarangi, and tabla, etc., found their place among the Indian instruments. Then the Mughal period. The Mughal emperors, except Aurangzeb, were great lovers of music. सभी मुगल emperors जो थे, केवल औरंगजेब को छोड़ के वो great lovers थे, म्यूजिक से बहुत प्यार करते थे. Akbar, Jahangir, and Shah Jahan extended considerably patronage to it, which led to the improvement of its quality. According to Abul Fazl, 36 singers enjoyed patronage in Akbar's court. Akbar के court में 36 singers enjoy करते थे इस music का. Of them, the most famous was Tansen, about whom Abul Fazl writes, "A singer like him has not been born in India for the last 1000 years." और इन सभी सिंगर्स में, अकबर के दरबार में जो सिंगर्स थे, इनमें तानसेन एक बहुत फेमस सिंगर थे, और उनके बारे में अबुल फजल ने लिखा था कि तानसेन जैसा सिंगर इंडिया में लास्ट 1000 ईयर्स से नहीं पैदा. नाउ चिल्ड्रन, अ केस स्टडी अबाउट बंगाल. The Pala rulers, which continued for 400 years in eastern India, saw the vast consolidation of Bengal culture. This period shows various creative mediums, languages, literature, painting, and music. Language and literature. In about AD 1000, the Bengali language developed along with Oriya and Assamese. Oriya और Assamese के साथ Bengali language ने develop किया. The oldest specimens of Bengali are found in Charyapada songs. These songs are basically based on the ideas and practices of the late Mahayana Buddhism. These Charyapadas are said to have been written between 950 and 1200 AD, when new or modern Indo-Aryan languages along with Bengali were taking shape. Apart from the Charyapadas, a few new verses are also found in the Prakritika Pingla, written in about 1400 AD. Some people try to find the specimens of the old Bengali in the works of Guru Gorakhnath also. However, it is certain that ancient Bengal influenced the rest of India through its Charyapada literature. All this happened under the Pala and Sena rulers of Bengal. The earliest translations of Sanskrit classics into provincial languages are done under the rulers of Bengal. The sultans patronized Bangla. They engaged scholars to translate the Ramayana and Mahabharata into Bangla. रामायण और महाभारत को बंगला में ट्रांसलेट करने के लिए सुल्तान्स ने क्या किया था? स्कॉलर्स को एंगेज किया. In about 1418 AD, Krittivas Ojha Mukhati translated the Sanskrit Ramayana into Bengali. In fact, he is considered as the greatest lyric poet of Bengal prior to Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore से पहले Krittivas Ojha Mukhati जो हैं वो एक greatest lyric poet थे बंगाल के. Now let's read about painting. The earliest examples of Bengal painting are the 12 miniature paintings on the palm leaves of a manuscript of the Buddhist text named Ashtasaha, Sika Prajna Parimata, belonging to the period of the Pala ruler Mahipala. The earliest translations of Sanskrit classics into, according to the Tibetan historian Taranth, the art of painting reached a high water mark during the rule of two Pala kings, Dharmpala and Devpala. The most significant feature of Pala paintings is that they follow artistic ideals similar to their contemporary images made in stone and metal. Now, the music. Till the 18th century, the development of music was not known in Bengal, though there is a deep relation between Bengali music and Bengali literature. बंगाली म्यूजिक और बंगाली लिटरेचर में एक डीप रिलेशन है, लेकिन फिर भी 18th सेंचुरी तक जो म्यूजिक का डेवलपमेंट था वो बंगाल ने नहीं जाना। In fact, Bengali literature began in the form of musical compositions known as charya, whose organized singing modes infused into Bangla songs, a kind of classical discipline at the very beginning. With the passage of time, the Bengali musical trend reached great heights. Bengal's achievement in the form of Vaishnavite songs has been regarded as one of its greatest contributions to Indian musical culture. Now children, few terms to learn. Regional, belonging to different parts of the country. Folk music, music in which people in general take part. Apabhramish, languages spoken by the local people. Now let's recapitulate. The Rajput rulers made much progress in the growth of regional language and literature. The foundation of vernacular languages like Gujarati, Marathi, Bengali, etc. was in the Rajput period. In the Sultanate period, Persian poets like Amir Khusro and Amir Hussain Dehlvi wrote superb poetry in Persian. Amir Khusro was a famous Hindi writer too. The paintings of northern India were mainly influenced by Bhakti cult. The Mughal rulers, except Aurangzeb, encouraged music. The traditions of Indian and Central Asian styles were continued under the Mughals. The Indian classical music based on raga system saw great heights during 800 to 1200 AD in North India. The Pala rulers were great patrons of learning, because of which language, literature, painting and music flourished during their times. Now let's do some exercise here. Take the correct options. The Mudra Rakshas is a dash written in Sanskrit by Vishakha Datta. Poetry, play, novel, ballad. It's a play. Urdu was a new language which evolved and developed in the camps of the dash. Peasants, soldiers, captains, sailors, soldiers. Abul Fazl wrote Akbarnama, a biography of Dara Shikoh, Mirza Ghalib, Akbar, Babur. It was a biography of Akbar. Drupad, Khayal and Thumri are various forms of Hindustani dance, folk song, music, qawwali, music. Urdu is a fusion of two languages, Persian and dash, Hindi, Arabian, Telugu, Oriya. It's a fusion of Persian and Hindi. Now let's do some fill-ups. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate words. The love of Krishna and Radha is described in, it's described in Geet Govind. Geet Govind. Okay children. Dash was the greatest astronomer in the north. Bhaskaracharya. Bhaskaracharya. Fine. Dash language remained important for more than 8 centuries. Persian language. It was the Persian language. Urdu is a Turkish word that means camp. Urdu means camp. Fine children. So children, thanks for watching the video. I hope you have had a good lesson. You have understood it very well. So just go through the lesson once again, go through the chapter and read all the important points once again. We'll meet soon with a new chapter. Till then, stay happy, stay blessed, and keep learning. Bye.